Hi everybody, Carissa here with Inky Fairy Designs for the CardMaker blog today, and I have a card making tip for you. If you love the look of inlaid die cuts like this, I'm going to show you how I do it and kind of the little tricks of the trade, I guess. So I am sparing you the mess of me actually stamping these multi-step flowers by W+9. They're absolutely beautiful. This is the Pretty Peony set. I use tons of inks. All of the inks will be listed on the CardMaker blog, but I don't have any tips for multi-stamping. So I'm just going to jump right into the actual die cutting. I'm using this die cut. It's from the Love You Mom Love You layers or something like that. And these are the Pretty Peonies. I don't know why I left this in here, but I'm showing you how they all kind of layer on top of each other. And there we go, through the magic of video, it's all done and I'm ready to start my die cutting. So I kind of laid it out how I wanted it. I am going to do two different kinds of die cutting, one with like a large shape and then another with the words. And I am putting it right over the flower stamping, and I use some washi tape to leave it into place. That helps. And then I go ahead and die cut my circle. Now I like to pop up the words, and what I do is I'll like die cut it 3 or 4 times out of another piece of cardstock. But a really simple way to do that when you're layering is to use an adhesive sheet. So I'm using this one by Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L. There's many of them out there. You can use any of them. And it's just a full back sticky, and you put it all over your cardstock, trim off the excess, and then you do your die cutting with your words. And it's easier to layer. You don't have to fuss with any glue or getting in those tiny intricate areas. And the other thing that I do is I keep that negative space, and you see I put a piece of washi tape on the back, and then I can put my words back in there, and this keeps the shape accurate, because sometimes the words will kind of get wonky and stretch depending on how the script is or how thin they are, and I just find that this keeps them as they were intended, and I can layer on top and keep that shape intact. So it's really simple with the sticky back sheets, and then also keeping that negative space of the die cutting after you're done to layer and get your words to get that dimension that I really like. So that's kind of one of my tips. And then I'll also show you with the top part is that you can also use a liquid adhesive. I love the Tombow Mono multi-adhesive, and I just kind of dot it on there. So if you don't have the sticky back sheets, this is another way that you can do that, and it's really simple. And this adhesive dries matte and clear, so you don't have to worry about it spilling over and ruining any of your work. So those are two ways that you can do the inlaid die cutting with your word die cuts, and very simple, and I love it. Makes it a lot easier. So now I'm going to go ahead and add my sentiment onto my card, and I'm using the Misty tool. I actually use the Misty tool for most of the stamping that you see on this card for the flower layering cards, but flowering layering stamps. But it helps me to keep my sentiment straight. And I don't know, even sometimes using the Misty, I get it crooked, so I just have troubles with that. But it's okay, because if it's a little bit crooked, I don't care. It all adds to the look of a handmade, hand-stamped card. And if people are going to be upset over a little crooked stamping, then maybe they don't need to get a handmade card. So anyway, I like it also because I can stamp twice and it's in the same exact place. So that's one of my favorite uses of the Misty. So there, I just wanted it to be a little bit darker and bold, and so I could just stamp it right on top. So now I'm going to start building up my card, and so I'm taking this piece and I'm going to add a ton of dimension to it. But first, it looks like I'm going to add some Wink of Stella on top of my inlaid die cutting words, which is something that I really like to do because I think it just adds a little bit more pop to that effect of, you know, you've got it on all of your stamping and it just shimmers and sparkles just for the word where the words are. So here I am adding some foam adhesive, and really like this 3M tape because I can just tear it and kind of fill it where I need it. A lot of it because I, you know, with this kind of weird shape where it's got like a big chunk of it die cut out, I just wanted it to be nice and sturdy. So I'm going to place that on my card, and then I can come in, I'm going to lay this flat on the card so we've got a little bit of dimension here, and the circle will be inlaid on top of the card. And for this I like to use the Tomo Mono Multi adhesive as well because I can dot it right around where the words were die cut out of this panel. And for this effect you really want it to lay completely flat, and then your words that we layered on top of each other to add some dimension will pop up right, nice and neat. So I'm just going to lay that right inside like that, kind of line it up. And also with the liquid adhesive, I've got a little bit of wiggle room time so I can really center it and get it in the right spot that I want. So now I'm ready to take my words off and just rip that adhesive sheet right off the back. And it fits so perfectly. I just love doing this. It is such a cool effect. If you have not ever tried this, I certainly encourage you to give it a shot. You can do it with coloring over your images. You can do it with stamping, just simple stamping like this, and pick a spot in your design and add those words. It's just such a cool effect because you're not really expecting it. And then one thing that I want to mention is keep those little die cuts from the circle of like the O's and the E's, or you know, any of those letters that have those circles inside, because you want to add that and push it down to the bottom of the card, to the back of the card, because that just adds to the effect so it looks like it's really popping off and just like 3D almost. I think that's what it is. It's like a 3D look. It's so cool. I love it. So I hope you enjoyed this video sharing my tips for doing the inlaid die cutting technique. It's really cool and adds such a fun effect to your handmade cards. I hope you guys will give it a try and these tips will help you along the way. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for a full list of supplies. Be sure to check out the CardMaker blog. Thanks guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.